I cut the check, I cut the check, I cut the check. Tell my niggas we up next, so we up next. She shot a text, she shot a text, she shot a text. Kill the I might put the different day, put a nigga on that same shit. I've been ballin' with my niggas, Kevin Cambridge. Oh, you drippy, but you better tuck your chain quick.
What's good, y'all, man? We back again with another episode of Between the Lines, and today we're back again talking about some of the most underrated players in the league, or some of the most under the radar players in the league. But before we get into that, like I always say, like, subscribe, share with your friends. Thank y'all for all the love I've been getting on my channel lately. Let's get straight into it. So today we're here to talk about a player that I feel is sort of disrespected. Name is Pascal Siakam. NBA champion Pascal Siakam. So, like I do with the other players, I would get into his early career, but like I'm not gonna lie, I really didn't pay attention to Pascal. I believe he came out of San Diego State, was born in he was drafted in 2016, but I started watching Pascal Siakam when everybody started watching the Raptors, when Kawhi came. But in his early career, he kind of came onto the scene in 2018. That's when Kawhi came, and that's when he upped his game. His first two years in the league weren't that good. His first year averaged 4.2 points, 3.4 rebounds, 50% from the field, and 14% from the three. Then the second year, he averaged 7.3 points, 4.5 from rebounds, and 50% from the field, 22 from three. So, not really good numbers at all. He was kind of taking off. He was in the G League for a lot of those times. I think their team is, if I'm not mistaken, it's the Grand Rapids. I don't know. I think that's their team name. Their G League team name. But yeah, his first 2 years in the league they weren't really that good. And then when he got more opportunity, he started to start on the team. His third year, he averaged 16.9 points, 6.9 rebounds, 54 from the field, 36 from the three. That was his breakout year. He won Most Improved Player that year. Also the year that the Raptors won the championship. He had a really nice year that year. If you watched it, man, if you really watched Pascal Siakam, you could start to see that he earned the trust from his teammates. Not only his teammates, his coaches. I've seen plenty of times where they drew up a game-winning shot for Pascal Siakam and not for Kawhi Leonard. And that's no knock to Kawhi Leonard. They just trusted in Pascal that much. The one shot that I'm talking about that really jumps out to me is that shot against the Suns. He had a game-winning shot against the Suns. It wasn't a shot, it was a layup, but they drew up the play for him. It was an ISO play for him at the top of the key, and he literally just broke down his defender, did no spin move, and that's the thing he does. He does a spin move a lot. He's not a natural basketball player. He just started playing basketball in 2011. He got drafted in 2016. That is crazy in itself. But his spin move, that's his normal move, but he didn't do that for that play. He just drove past his man, hit a left-hand layup, it was over, game over. So they had a lot of trust in him that season, and it built on in the playoffs. And y'all know that one game he had in Game 1 where he just dominated. He dominated the Warriors. I think he dropped 34 in Game 1 of the finals. And they ended up winning. And he was a big piece of that. He was the second option to that team. And you would want him to be the second option to that team because, yes, you got Kawhi. But Kyle Lowry's kind of getting old. He's still an all-star. He's still Kyle Lowry. So he stepped up and was the second option to that team and had a really good playoffs, man. And then his next season, that's when all the questions came. 2019-2020. Kawhi left in free agency. Kyle Lowry, like I said, is getting older. You would want your younger star. I don't know. Matter of fact, put that bitch back in. You would want your younger player to step up and be the number one option on the team. Now, a lot of questions came. Can he handle that pressure? And I was one of the people that questioned it. I'm not gonna lie. And he just blew us all out the water. The first game, he dropped 34 points, 18 rebounds. Where the hell is that? 34 points, 18 rebounds, and 5 assists. It was against the Pelicans. I remember that game wholeheartedly. Dominated. Him and Brandon Ingram had a good game. That's why I remember it, because they both just jumped onto the scene in that one game. And then literally like 6-7 games later, they played the Pelicans again. He dropped 44 points this time and 10 rebounds. So he had a dominant first half of the season. The reason why I say first half, he got hurt in the middle of the year. But he still had a dominant first half of the season. The first half of the season, the first 27 games, he averaged 25 points, 8 rebounds, 45 from the field, 39 from 3. He was dominating. The Raptors, this is why, if you really watch me, I always say I will always have trust in Nick Nurse. Because when Kawhi left, a lot of people expected him to be in the playoffs with like the 8th seed. When Kawhi was there, they were, I want to believe, they were a 2nd seed. And when he left, a lot of people expected him to be like an A seed or probably not make the playoffs. Well, they were a second seed. They had a better record than they did the year before that with Kawhi leaving. That's why I always say I would never doubt Nick Nurse again. Because what he did with that team, bro, for them to be that high again, that's crazy. But, yeah, he had a really good season that year. And he was the number one option, bro. And that's just something that stood out to a lot of people. So that's why he won Most Improved Player. Won Most Improved Player. Also started on the All-Star game. And he also made all the NBA second team. This is where it got bad. The bubble. The place where not only him, but several other players had a terrible bubble. And then you can't really blame them, bro. It's a whole new thing. You staying on a resort. You got to get a COVID test every day. You don't see your family. You can't blame some players for having a bad bubble. Like Paul George said, he missed his family. That's why he had a bad playoffs. That's why he's playing Pandemic P, all that shit. He had a bad bubble. He had a terrible bubble. I'm not even gonna lie, it was terrible. You look at the stats, decent stats, 16.7 rebounds, 40% from the field is not good for him. 18% from three is terrible for him. He had a terrible bubble. And then you go into the playoffs, and he had a terrible playoffs. So he was getting locked down by Jaylen Brown. He had a good first series against the Bucks. It was a decent first series. They didn't really have to do that much. They swept him. But against the Celtics, Jaylen Brown locked him up. Locked him up crazy. Now, with him having a terrible bubble, you know what NBA fans did. They rid him off. Didn't talk about him that much. Said he was overrated. They didn't really give him that much attention this year. A lot of people would say Fred VanVleet was their best player. Fuck no. No. Pascal Siakam bounced back from having that bad bubble. Dropped 21 points a game, 7 rebounds, 4.5 assists, which I will talk about later. 45 from the field, 29 from 3. That is the crazy part that's kind of confusing me. 29 from the 3 for him is bad. Like I said, he was a player that was shooting 38% from 3. I'm not going to sit here and act like this season was better than his season when he made All-NBA or even his season when he won Most Improved Player. But this season was a good enough season for him to not be as disrespected as he is. It's not like he came out here and played the same way he played in the bubble. In the bubble, he was god awful. This year, he was number one on the team, had a really good season. I think the Raptors made like the 11th seed. They didn't get to play in the play-in, but you look at it, a lot of people were hurt. Kyle Lowry missed a significant amount of games. Pascal himself, Fred VanVleet himself, even OG missed a couple of games. So you can't really blame them. They didn't really have a center the whole season. Aaron Baines missed a lot of games, and they had to go trade for Kim Birch. Like they went through a lot this season. And then at the end of the year, it's starting to get better. You got Gary Trent. He came over here and balled. Had that one big old game against the Cavs. He dropped 44 points. But when you look at the Raptors season, bro, they just had a bad season together. It wasn't on Pascal. But when I'm looking at young stars in the league, I feel like Pascal's name doesn't get brought up enough. And I don't understand that. All the young stars in the league, Luka, Jason Tatum, Brandon Ingram, Jaylen Brown, Devin Booker, Donovan Mitchell, am I missing anybody? Bradley Beal. Only one of them has a ring. And only one of them was a big piece on the team with a ring. That's Pascal Siakam. But he doesn't really get talked about enough, bro. I feel like Pascal Siakam is top 5 in his position. Pascal Siakam is a really good player, bro. Like, when you look at him, bro, he does have a lot of not mistakes. He has a lot of flaws in his game as far as, like, he can be predictable at some time. Like, a lot of people call him spin boy. Like, he spins a lot. Spins it, not just driving to the hoop. He'll spin on the fadeaway. He spins a lot. And you can tell him because he's not a natural basketball player, bro. He just started playing. So he's out there doing cone work. Just doing what he did to practice. And that's when he transfers to the game. But when you look at him, bro, you look at the scoring, 22 points, 7 rebounds, 45 from the field. That's not nothing. That's not bad. That's actually really good. But he really doesn't get talked about enough, bro. And the one thing that I said I was going to talk about is his playmaking. I watched the Raptors a lot. Like, a lot this season. I'm not going to lie, because Kyle Lowry is my guy. His playmaking got really, really good. Pascal Siakam's playmaking got better. What he used to do when he came in the league, well, not when he came in the league, like when he jumped onto the scene, he'll draw the double team because he's always driving to the hoop. If he's not driving to the hoop, he's shooting the 3, but he's always driving to the hoop. He'll draw the double team and try to go up on him. And most of the time get blocked. Most of the time get fouled. He never really made the extra pass. but this year made the extra pass. He learned how to create for the whole team. Like, they ran a lot of Pascal Siakam at the point. Like, he run the ball to the court, created the offense, did everything. He did that a lot this season. Jumped off. He averaged his most assists in his whole career. 4.5 assists is really good for him. Especially as a power forward, that's actually really, really good. And he just had, to me, his playmaking got astoundingly better, bro. Now, when you look at this Toronto team, you're kind of questioning, like, what are they going to do with Pascal? You're just seeing he was in trade rumors a couple months ago. They just drafted Scotty Barnes, a player that plays the same position. So you don't know what they're going to do with Pascal. But I feel like Pascal on a winning team could be the number 2 option. On a championship level team, he could be a number 2 option. He already was the number 2 option for a championship team. But I feel like he's got way better as a number 1 option. Like, you look at his stats, bro. Look at his he had 1 month this season that he just took off. In the month of February, 23 points per game, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, while shooting 46 from the field, 38 from the 3. Completely dominated, and his team was 9-3 that month. Completely dominated. So, the one thing that I see in Pascal's game is his shooting has to go back up. 29 from the field, from 3 is bad for him. But overall, bro, Pascal Siakam is still an all-star in this league. I wouldn't be surprised if he makes it next year. Actually, I would. I take that back. Bro, they have a lot of forwards on that team, bro. OG's a forward. Not Pascal. Well, Pascal is a forward, of course. Scotty Barnes, like, they have a lot of forwards that should be playing. But I wouldn't really be surprised if he makes the all-star game, bro. Pascal Siakam, he puts up all-star numbers. It's just, they have to win. And they have to be healthy. They were really unhealthy last season. That's something that doesn't really get talked about. He started off pretty bad last season, but then stepped it up and then he got hurt. That's a narrative that you can say for a lot of people. That sucks, bro. That sucks. Like, a lot of players start going crazy and they get hurt. Caris LeVert just got hurt again. And I was gonna pick him to win Most Improved Player. If I think they said he's coming back in the start of the season. If he does, bro, he's winning Most Improved Player. Caris LeVert is going to dog this season, bro. He's going to dog. But going back to Pascal Siakam, man, I just don't understand why he doesn't get talked about enough as far as, like, when you look at the young players, or even when you look at top 50 lists. Like, I looked at the top 50 list. I don't even remember if they put him in top 50, bro. To me, he's top 40. It's not a lot of players. I mean, it's obviously 40 players. It's not a lot of young stars I'll put over Pascal. Pascal is really good, bro. It's just the situation he's in right now. You wouldn't really be able to see it because he's also playing with a lot of people in his position. So it's going to be hard. But I feel like the Raptors, they're going to get back to winning games this season. You still got Fred, OG, Gary Trent's going to start the season. Fred's going to be in his main position. And then you look at the bench. Chris Boucher, Scotty Barnes. He's going to be running point off the bench. They got a nice little young defensive team over there. And when you look at offensive options, it's only him and Gary Trent. So I wouldn't be surprised if Pascal has another big year. I'm not saying he's going to win Most Improved or nothing like that, but I wouldn't be surprised if he jumps back up to 23 points, maybe 8 rebounds. He definitely going to get 5 assists this season. Like I said, bro, his playmaking has got extremely better. And playmaking, not just passing. It's more about just creating offense, not only for the team, but for yourself. And I feel like he definitely got a lot better than last year. But can't wait to see him play this year. Other than that, man, that's it for this video, man. If you want me to talk about a specific player, just comment on the video. Other than that, man, see you later.